I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of someone whispering my name. Aisha. Aisha. My heart pounded as I sat up, trying to convince myself it was just my imagination. But then I heard it again, louder this time. Aisha. It's been months since I moved into my husband's family compound. His mother never liked me. From the very first day, she made it clear she thought I wasn't good enough for her son. I tried to ignore her sharp comments and the way she'd stare at me like I was some kind of intruder. "You never last here," she'd said one afternoon while we were alone in the kitchen. "Women like you don't belong in this family." I should have taken her seriously. Things started small. My clothes would disappear from the washing line. Food I cooked would spoil overnight, even though the fridge was fine. My husband, Musa, thought I was imagining things. "Mama is just old-fashioned," he'd say. "She'll warm up to you." But she didn't. And then, the dreams began. Every night, I'd see her standing by my bed, her face shadowed, her eyes glowing faintly in the dark. She'd just stand there, staring. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, but when I turned on the light, the room would be empty. I tried to tell Musa, but he dismissed it again. "Mama doesn't even come near our room at night," he said. "You're stressing yourself out." But I knew what I saw. And it was getting worse. One night, I woke up to find my feet covered in cuts, as if I'd been walking barefoot on sharp stones. I hadn't left the bed. Musa was deeply asleep beside me, completely unaware. When I told him, he laughed nervously and said, "Maybe you were sleepwalking." But I could see the doubt in his eyes. He didn't believe me. The turning point came one evening when Musa was away for work. I was in the kitchen, washing dishes, when I felt a presence behind me. I turned around, and there she was, standing in the doorway. Her face was calm, but her eyes, they didn't look human. "You should leave," she said quietly. "This isn't your place." Before I could respond, she turned and walked away. But as she moved, her shadow on the wall didn't match her steps. It slithered like a snake, riding unnaturally. My hands trembled so much that I dropped the plate I was holding. It shattered loudly, but I couldn't move to pick it up. That night, I locked the bedroom door and prayed until I fell asleep. But around midnight, I woke up to a sharp pain in my chest. It felt like something heavy was pressing down on me. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. All I could do was stare at the ceiling as a faint, raspy laugh filled the room. When I could finally sit up, the room was empty again. But there were marks on my chest, 5 long scratches, as if someone had clawed at me. I ran to the bathroom and cried silently, terrified of what was happening to me. The next morning, I went to my neighbor, an older woman named Mama Ode. She had always been kind to me, and I needed someone to talk to. When I told her everything, she didn't look surprised. "She's trying to drive you away," Mama Ode said. "I've seen this before. Some people, they have ways of using things we don't understand." "What can I do?" I asked, desperate. Mama Ade gave me a small pouch filled with herbs and whispered prayers. "Keep this under your pillow. And don't eat or drink anything she gives you." That night, I placed the pouch under my pillow and lay down, waiting for the nightmares to come. But for the first time in weeks, I slept peacefully. When I woke up, I felt lighter, as if some invisible weight had been lifted. The next morning, my mother-in-law avoided me completely. She wouldn't meet my eyes, and her voice was softer, almost shaky. I don't know what Mama Ade's pouch did, but whatever it was, it worked. I still don't know exactly what she did to me or how she did it. Musa never believed me, and I never told him everything. But I know what I experienced. And I'll never forget the sound of her whispering my name in the dark.